I'm in Mrs. Laverne's fourth grade classroom. We're waiting for show and tell. And I f***ing hate show and tell. Show and tell is nothing more than teacher-sanctioned bragging. It is the opportunity for kids who have cool to bring it to school and show it to kids who don't have cool. And I am a kid who never has any cool. So I sit in my chair and I listen to Kim Solari talk about her volcanic glass that she plucked off the mountain in Hawaii, or Derek Reynolds talks about the technological marvel that is his ColecoVision. And when it's my turn, I bring in my broken Voltron, a hand-me-down from my cousin Russell, and I tell my friends what it used to do a long time ago before I ever owned it. I hate show and tell. But today, show and tell doesn't make sense to me because Jeff Bougeri is showing us a stamp collection. I have never heard of a stamp collection before, but everyone seems excited about it. And as far as I can tell, he's showing us 11-cent pieces of paper with glue on one side and pictures of birds on the other. Things we lick and put on envelopes and send away forever. But because he hasn't done this, everyone is excited about it. They're going like, this one's from Colorado. Colorado, really? And I'm thinking like, my Voltron came from China, and no one gave a about that. So what is up with these stamps? But when the stamp collection gets to me, I look inside and I see a catalog where I can order stamps myself, and I think I'm getting myself a stamp collection. So I take the catalog and I shove it into my desk. And when Jeff gets the kit back later, he realizes the catalog's missing, and he goes tells Miss Laverne, and she makes an interesting decision. She could stand in front of the class and say, boys and girls, Jeff's piece of catalog has somehow like fallen on the floor. Could you just find it and give it back to him? But she doesn't do that. She says, who took the catalog? And I am not saying me now, because I'm like poor, and I'm not going to be a thief who is poor. And it's okay, I don't have to admit to it, because there's a kid named Sean Trudell in my class. He's a redheaded demon who does everything wrong. Like, everyone's looking, I am looking at Sean. I kind of think he took the catalog too. And so she says, I'm gonna call the principal and he's gonna solve this for us. So I do the only thing I can think of. I take the catalog, I shove it under my shirt, raise my hand and say, can I go to the bathroom? And on the way out of the room, I throw the catalog into the corner between the door and the wall and leave. And when I come back a couple minutes later, it's still sitting there. So I sit at my desk and I wait, and a couple minutes later, a classmate notices it. And again, Miss Laverne has an option here. She can say like, oh, Jeff, there's your piece of catalog, like, problem solved. But no. This is like the hill she has decided to die upon. She says, who put the catalog there? And I'm thinking, how do you not know it's me? I just left like 2 minutes ago. But Sean Trudell is in the room and we're all looking at Sean. Even she is looking at Sean. But no one admits to it, so the principal comes to the room, Mr. Hartnett. He's stepped right out of the 70s. He's got like a brown suit, mustard tie, and a giant mustache. And he says, listen, the person who took the catalog, you need to admit to it. You need to admit by Friday, and if you don't, this class is not going on their field trip on Monday to Tupperware Park, which is this amazing pool park in our town. Like, I've never been, because only kids with like volcanic glass and ColecoVision go to this place, but I hear it's fabulous. And all of a sudden I realize that like, oh no, my friends are not gonna be able to go on this trip that we've been waiting for all year unless I admit to it. But if I admit to it and he tells me I can't go, they're going to know that I was the one who stole it. So for 3 days, I suffer over this decision. And on Friday, I finally make my decision. I make the leap. When my friends go to recess, I walk to the office. There's a secretary behind the counter, and I tell her, I'm here to see Mr. Hartnett. And she looks at me, she scowls, she knows why I'm here. She's like, you're a thief. And she's right, I actually am a thief in this story. And she says, you can go talk to him now, and she points to a door. It's like a dozen steps from where I'm standing to that door, and it is the 12 toughest steps I take in my life. And when I push that door open, I cannot believe what I see inside. Mr. Hartnett is sitting at a conference table, and he is surrounded by people, and they are all staring at me as I walk in, like he has assembled this group of people to hear my confession. And the room is like filled with secondhand smoke, so I can barely see them through all the cigarettes. And so I walk up to Mr. Hartnett. I can barely breathe. I say, I took the catalog, Mr. Hartnett. And he says, okay. And then he turns back to the conference table, and I stand there waiting for my consequence. And after a minute, he turns back to me, and he says, why are you still standing here? And I think, that is a great question. And so I leave. I beat a hasty retreat back to recess and to the classroom, and a couple hours later, we receive word that someone has confessed and the trip is saved. And my classmates are euphoric, and so am I. And then something terrible happens. All of my classmates assume that Sean Trudell was the one who confessed. And he does nothing to make this go away. And all of a sudden, he goes from thief to hero in the blink of an eye. Stealing the catalog and then confessing to it, that was, up until that point in my life, the worst thing I had done and the best thing I had done. And my classmates are never going to know about either one of them because that red-headed son of a is taking the credit for me. And I ache inside for that credit that he is receiving. And I realize his theft is worse than mine because he's actually stolen something that is worth something. He has stolen my shining moment. And it's in that moment I realize something important about myself. If I'm going to do good things for other people, I want some credit for it every time. I want to show it, and I want to tell about it. Thank you.